This might get weird.
Are we rolling?
We're rolling.
Well, then cheers.
Cheers.
Grace
Yep. Cheers, baby heart. Yeah.
You guys, I feel, okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see that we're slowly but surely like bringing in more professional equipment. Soon enough, this will be one of those podcasts where there's like a camera dedicated to Grace, a camera dedicated to me. But right now, I feel like I'm hooked up like a weird, like, I don't know.
Well, I came over here this morning.
Yes.
And I was like, let me get there early. I have all the new equipment. I'm so excited. I wrote about it on Patreon last week that I'm literally like a giddy little college student.
You're getting your tech nerd IT crowd on.
Yeah. And I am
great way.
incredibly not well versed in that world. I know just enough to frustrate myself that I don't know more. And so this morning I was like, I got everything, let's set up. And then I was like, I fucking forgot my microphone of all things. So I had to run back and do it, or run back to my house to grab it. You know, as soon as you are in a rush, everyone is the slowest driver you've ever experienced.
Absolutely.
And they're doing it to spite you.
Yeah. Wait, I've never seen, because you are one of the people, I will say, as an anxious passenger, which is a very tough thing for me to, that phrase, anxious passenger, I don't love being a passenger in a lot of situations, which sucks because I also hate driving.
So you just should be at home.
Honestly, that's it. I just need to live in a VR world. But I never get nervous with you. Like, you're one of the few people that I trust inherently, and like I'm not tense and like being like, she's not slowing down or anything. However, I've also never seen you road rage.
Oh, yeah. It's very rare. Like, Elliot started to develop a lot of road rage, like, during the cancer treatment process. Like, I have never, he even was jokingly telling me about it. He's like, I have some road rage now that has shown up. And
Is
then
it to
like
get you to appointments on time, or what was the source of it?
I think it was like the general stress of our life that was happening. I think manifested and was embodied through his driving. And I was listening to him be like, oh yeah, that's cute. You have road rage. Like, totally makes sense.
Cute?
I mean, not cute, but like it's obvious that there's a lot of ways in which stress can manifest for it to be just road rage. That's one of the okay stress things for me in that context. And then I would be in the car with him and we'd be like trying to get to an appointment, and he would be like honking his horn, like throwing a middle finger, all in like, I know. And I was like, I was like, I'm anxious, but that's kind of hot.
You know what? I will agree with you. If someone gives like a perfectly timed, perfectly good middle finger.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool.
And it's so silly because it's like a little kid being like, oh, like, so I hardly get road rage, or I try not to. I don't know, because it's so funny, but it's like so hard when you're in a pressure cooker situation. I just start to have to walk myself back from believing that everyone is doing this personally to spite me, that they're looking in their rearview mirror, seeing a girl that looks like she needs to get somewhere, and it's going, you know,
what if I went 5 miles per hour?
What if I went 5 under?
See, Chip will, he's a very safe driver. Like, that's another, like, he's very good. Like, he tells me to slow down, you know, like, he's a very safe driver. But, you know, we have these narrow roads in our neighborhood where you essentially have to take turns going. And, like, if someone is not, if it's our turn, like, Chip will be, I will run this person over. Like, Chip in a truck, he thinks he's in Gravedigger. You know what I mean? But what's so funny is, so he'll be in normal, you know, like, hurry up, motherfucker, you know, like normal road rage. And I'm always just like, geez, calm down. And then me, at the slightest inconvenience, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm fully cursing in my car. It's one of those like, oh no, it's okay when I do it. I don't notice the pure rage seeping out of me.
Yeah, it's a silly thing. And it's always funny when you have someone, I find it hilarious when someone road rages against me.
Oh,
that I have to,
in their face.
And then I have to keep myself from doing that exactly, because I'm like, that is so triggering to that person. That's the most triggering thing probably to that person in that moment, to be ridiculed in their like peak anger. But with the way the world is right now.
I know, but I also know, I feel like you and I are similar in this, and maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But if someone pisses me off and they get like the last word in, and by that I mean like a middle finger or something. Again, I'm not out here like starting fights in the streets, but it happens. We live in Los Angeles and people are crazy.
Yeah.
People drive insane. If that happens, I will tell them off for the next 20 minutes in my car to myself.
100%. The zingers that I'm slinging in my car to myself, they are hurtful, they are cutting, and they are clever.
Yes, and they are clever, but they are very specific to that situation. So I can't just pocket it and use it the next time it happens.
Well, that's like when we went back to Florida a few weeks ago, it was really a very funny moment that we had like a long day visiting family, and
that'll bring out the rage.
Yeah, it was just like, it was a really nice day, but it was just like kind of long. And so like as we were going back to our hotel for the night, we were like, let's get gelato because it's this like cute downtown area. And like, what a cute little thing to do at like 10 o'clock at night. It's the only place open.
How European of you.
I know. And so we get in line. There's like people in front of us. And then this woman behind us, this older, she's probably in like 60s or so, and with like a guy, and they just seem like characters, but they're like in their own world. So she's like looking at the gelato, and then she's like probably like 5'2", so petite woman, walking up, looking, slowly morphs her way in front of Elliot and I. And then by they didn't do this on purpose, the people that were working there. They just happened to see her and they were like, okay, what would you like? And Elliot just goes, no, we're next. Yes. And I was like, oh my God.
Not the tiny gelato, no.
I was like, not in this like fake Parisian gelato place, but amazing of you to do that.
You have to stand your ground, because if this is someone who's moseying on up, who knows how many tiny spoon samples she's going to take.
That's what I mean. I give her the benefit of the doubt that she was in her wanderlust world, but also at the same time, I'm going, what if this is just what she does? Yeah. She is like this aloof sweetheart that uses that to take advantage of well-intentioned millennials, giving her the benefit of the doubt, and then she gets to cut the line. But not that night. Elliot stood his ground, and I was so like proud and like, that's my man.
It doesn't take much, ladies and gentlemen.
No, and it wasn't too aggressive. It was just enough that I was like,
my man.
Wow.
Then did you do a sample, or you immediately knew what flavor you wanted?
I don't have the balls to ever do a sample in a place like that. I don't know why in my head I'm just like, you know what you want. Don't take advantage of their free system.
But I feel like that's part. Granted,
but that is part of their gimmick.
I'm not a person who's like a big free sampler. And sometimes I feel like people go in there and they know exactly what they want, but they would just like to try 5. And this is a way to do that. This is like getting a flight of beer, However, I will take a sample of wine before I commit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now that you've gone through your sommelier classes, when they do the traditional wine serving at a restaurant where they give you the little sip, you taste it, and then you like nod if it's okay. Do you really consider that now? Because I'm doing it just to get through this moment and be like, you could pour nail polish remover in here. And I'd be like, absolutely, fill it up.
Well, I don't know if I've ever said no to the bottle. You know what I mean? However, Chip and I were at dinner in Asheville, and I saw a couple and the presentation, and it was clearly a nice bottle because it was a nice place. So it's not like any bottles were under $100, And he was like, ooh, and you could tell like the wife was like, oh no, but he was cool about it, and he was like, well, I just ate some peppers, so maybe that's affected. You know what I mean? Like you don't know if you're already eating, your palate is affected. But one thing that I in retrospect, when I was waiting tables, I was like, oh, this is fucked actually, is when you do it, you're only tasting to see if it like oxidized or got corked.
Oh, I see.
You're not going, I actually don't like that. Could we do something? Like, that's your fault for ordering it.
Yeah.
It's to see if like it's in some way not correct.
Got it. Okay.
You know what I mean? So if someone's just like, that's not what I thought it was going to be, it's like, not my problem. You ordered a $200 bottle of Sauv Blanc and you wanted a Chardonnay.
Yeah. So just to make sure it's not raw, like
it didn't like go gross.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway. Oh,
interesting.
But speaking of fiancés.
Dude,
we weren't.
Can you imagine if you guys waited till this Sunday to give your announcement?
Oh my God. This has been a weird. Grace and I went to Palm Springs. We had a whole time. Yeah. But when you forgot the microphone and you just ran out, I was I was like, well, let me go up to the dry cleaners because we're going to Georgia this weekend for Chip's little brother's wedding.
Your fiance's little brother's wedding. Yeah.
You know, look, we just got engaged 16 years after he, like his age of getting married. But Chip's one of the groomsmen, so he got his suits, you know, taken in or tailored or whatever.
Nice. Yeah.
Whatever he needed done.
Yeah.
Up at the dry cleaners. I've told you my relationship with this dry cleaner, right?
Yes, you have.
That I just picked up clothes that have been there for 7 months.
Yeah. It seems like they have your number.
Well, at first it was hilarious. And now I don't think he's as delighted by me.
Yeah, it's not enchanting.
The juice is not worth the squeeze of how much room my clothes take versus how much money he makes. And it's also hilarious too because his daughter is the receptionist at the dentist next door.
Okay.
So he's made jokes to be like, every time you finally pick up your clothes, it's time for a new cleaning.
Nice.
Like I come every 6 months.
Yeah, he's getting their businesses going across the board.
He's got a tight 5 going on me, and I can't blame him. But it's the first time I went and picked up the suit and went, my fiance has a suit, and I was just, and
oh my God.
And in that moment, I hated myself because I was like, do I need to? Like, but he's not my boyfriend.
Right, exactly.
I'm not gonna say partner.
It is a strange.
You have to say fiance, which is a very like flirty, like a little like loop-de-de-doo kind of word.
Yeah, and it also feels like I felt the same way. Like I was like, why is this word kind of uncomfortable? Because it does invite like
questions.
Potential conversation about it. That it does feel a little like it's a look at me word.
It's a look at me word, and also it's French.
Yeah.
So it's like being like, mi novio. Like, I'm here to pick up mi amors. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not, there isn't, I'm assuming it's French. What is the,
it's got the accent over the E, which I assume is
right. So we don't have, yes, it's French. It's a mid-19th century French word. It's the past participle of fiancer, which means betrothed. Or French fiancés, a promise based on the Latin federe, to trust. You know Latin.
I know Latin, and that sound sure was Latin.
I mean, I feel like federe or whatever to fiancé is a bit of a stretch. Yeah. But there isn't just a straight up English word for fiancé.
Right. So
I can't be like, oh, my boink. You know, like something way less romantic.
My big boyfriend.
Yeah, my boink dropped off a suit, and I'm a zoink here to pick it up. Like, can we get something that sounds less whimsical?
But it is. I mean, it's going to become more fun. It's just probably, I mean, it's completely out of your rhetoric currently to use without joking, you know, to use it sincerely.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm not making like, this isn't a bit. It feels like a word that incites a bit.
Yes, absolutely. I had a little bit of a burp. I didn't say this on the podcast last week, and this is the last thing I'll say about engagement proposal and all that. I told you offline, but I feel like the people here should know, especially the people who are following This Might Get Real.
Yeah. Summer hiatus still.
Summer hiatus. And you know what? A side note, The Bachelorette's really bad.
Really? I know. I was going to say, is that something worth us like trying to get our shit together for?
Maybe it'll get better. But the thing is last season's Bachelor, which was your kind of like first season.
Yeah, very special season, it felt like. He was a unicorn.
Joey was so wonderful. And the women were great.
Yeah.
And all very different. And I watched the first episode of The Bachelorette last week, and I was like, "Oh, this will be great." You know, like I need more
Jen's
shit to watch.
so sweet, Jen, right?
She's so sweet, but it's very, in the gelato of it all, it feels she's very plain.
Okay,
she's very sweet, fun, whatever. But like, she ain't no
Maria
Rocky Road.
Yeah,
you know,
Maria would have given them some zingers and some wild card.
Well, someone tweeted they were like, Maria would have sent home half of these people on the first night.
See, that's the thing too. Is like Jen can be as awesome as she is. But the show depends on the cast of contestants. Yeah.
Stretching it out. But the guys are duds.
Yeah, that sucks.
Sorry to anyone listening if you have a friend or a brother or a cousin on there. But they are like...
They can be good people and duds at the same time.
Exactly. But like, if I'm watching this show and it's going to keep my attention for that long, I want to be like, oh, at least a couple of them are hot.
Right. Yeah, I see that.
None of them are. So anyway, that's a side note. Sorry. No,
poor Jen.
To me, Oh my God, no! Twitter was aflame. They were just like, this girl got done dirty. Like people, the bits. I know the bits are always ridiculous coming out of the car.
Yeah,
but like everyone was like like someone came out in like a hospital gown with his face wrapped up.
Oh, okay.
And then didn't reveal his face till later, but his butt was hanging out all night.
Wait, didn't reveal his face, like walked around the rest of the night with this thing on his face?
Girl, there was a season where a guy wore a Phantom of the Opera mask for like a month.
Yeah, everyone's trying to meme themselves. Everyone, like, because that is the reality of that show is that, like, finding love is, like,
very low on the totem pole.
Yeah, it's not the
accomplishing.
Primary concern of that program.
Yes. Okay, but I digress.
Yes.
What was I talking about?
I don't even know.
Oh, this might get real. Okay.
Yeah.
So the fun thing is that after we announced we got engaged, our friend Steve was like, "Hey guys, so I'm sorry. I know you guys were keeping it secret for a little bit, but I told a friend about the engagement, and he had got us a cameo from Venus from Survivor.
Oh my God.
Which is hilarious because Chip and I openly were like, we don't like her. And Steve was always like, I love her. And obviously the people who would leave comments on our YouTube of This Might Get Real were like, Mamrie's anti-feminist.
Yeah, Mamrie hates women.
I mean, they full Katy Perry'd me right now.
Jeez.
But anyway, she killed it.
Did she?
She was truly like using all the Survivor terminology and being
amazing.
And being like a part of being engaged as people around you who are happy for you and like this is your tribe and like Steve is such an alliance and like really themed it out where even Chip was like, wow, she hit all the marks.
Wow, you guys should leave a review.
You know what? I will.
I forget. I mean, because that's like. It's such a strange, I mean, that's
second career.
Yeah, exactly. When you told me that, I was like, what a genius gift, Steve. Oh, so good. But also like, so it didn't even occur to me that of course they do cameos. Why not? Because they have like a window of time before the next season starts and everyone's like attention goes over to like the new cast.
Well,
it's like,
I mean, how perfect would have been, we won't get into all the Survivor stuff if people don't listen, but like, the epic breakdown, you'd be like, oh, if someone did you dirty in like a fun way, then you get a cameo from Liz being like, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my God. That's genius.
So anyway, I just wanted to shout that out. That was like a perfect, hilarious
also just
gift.
Great idea as a gift for especially engagement. Because that's the thing too. When you guys got engaged, I was like, do I get you something?
No.
What's the etiquette on? And I was trying to think back. I was like, is this, like baby showers and wedding showers?
Right.
Like there's these obvious tentpole events that you like get gifts for. And like when you celebrate, like, yay, you're engaged. You're like, how do you celebrate this?
Well, the only other thing that happened is we told people on Saturday and then announced on Sunday. And my friend Ashley back in North Carolina, Amazon same day'd us a bottle of Veuve Clicquot.
Yeah.
But you can't leave a note. So, and I mean, like, we were drinking it. We had a great time. Yeah. And I was just like, I have to thank a person. This is a nice. So I was like, did you send an Amazon here? You're like, no. I was like, okay.
Damn, that's a great idea too.
It is, but then you're left with having to ask people, did you send me champagne?
Right. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a great, great time.
Amazing. How much do you think you're paying in subscriptions every month? The answer is probably more than you think, if not definitely more than you think. Over 74% of people have subscriptions they've forgotten about. I know that I definitely did. Like sometimes you get in a whirlwind and you download some subscription-based editing services for your phone, thinking that'll solve all of your content creator problems, and then you just willingly forget about them for a while. But thanks to Rocket Money, I'm no longer wasting money on all of the ones that I forgot about. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so that you can grow your savings. With Rocket Money, you have full control over your subscriptions and a clear view of your expenses. You can see all of them in one place. And if you see something that you don't want, Rocket Money can help you cancel it with a few taps. The dashboard shows you your month's spending compared to last month so you can see your spending habits. Plus, they help you create a custom budget to keep your spending on track. Rocket Money will even negotiate to lower your bills for you by up to 20%. All you have to do is submit a picture of your bill, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. They'll deal with customer service for you. What? That's amazing. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million. $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/TMGW. That's rocketmoney.com/TMGW. One more time, rocketmoney.com/TMGW.
I was surprised. Okay, the other day, I'm walking through the neighbs.
Yeah.
Because I'm walking Beans, and we have our little routes, but like she's so accustomed to her little route that she will change it up, or she'll just be like, I'm hanging out this tree for the next 20 minutes. She was like, I know this walk is coming to a close.
Yeah, I'm going to milk it.
We're really going to stretch out the third act. So sometimes I'll be like, get in the car, Beans. We'll drive up to a coffee shop, and then I'll give her a new route.
Yeah.
I'm walking through my neighborhood on a street I normally don't. And I'm like, and it's a long block. And I'm like, there is some music pumping at like 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, damn.
Like EDM.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, okay, this must be coming from a car.
Yeah.
And then I get closer and I'm like, oh, it's coming from this house. I'm like, oh man, that would really suck if like your neighbor was learning how to DJ. Because there's a couple houses in here where I'm like, oh, this guy's learning the drums. There was a tuba at some point. I was like, could you imagine if your adult neighbor took up tuba?
Wow. Yeah. What an artistic outlet.
But so I get up to this house and I'm like, are they having a like, maybe they teach
morning rave.
Maybe they teach like a high intensity interval training class in the backyard like I used to go to.
Yeah.
No, it's just a speaker on the porch. No one is home. No one is outside. I think it's a neighbor war.
Whoa, you think that they're doing this to noise pollution their neighbors?
Yes. I looked around and I was like, this street has very much gentrified a little bit. You know what I mean? Like I was like, oh, there's some really nice houses around. And then this one like hasn't been touched in 50 years.
Yeah.
I was like, I wonder. Of course I'm speculating. I'm gossiping.
You created an entire narrative.
But I'm like, maybe they were like, I had to listen to your construction for fucking 2 years. Or they're like trying to run them out in some way to be like, will you move so our house, or will you clean up your yard or whatever it is. I was just.
Damn.
And I mean, I walked to the end of the block. I'm 10 houses away, and it would have ruined our audio for this podcast.
Wow. What do you do with
Savage.
that? What do you do?
Do you just keep calling the cops? I mean, neighbor wards are so scary because it's like, they know where I live.
Yeah, exactly. You're directly next door. Mm-hmm. Wild. And also, like, what a hilarious way to piss someone off by just playing EDM at 8 a.m.
Girl, I'm sure I've told this story before, but I had a nightmare roommate my senior year of college who like our fourth roommate moved out because she was like, I'm trying to get into vet school and you guys party too much. We're like, touche. But also like, what the fuck? Yeah. Every place is like 4 bedrooms and now we couldn't find a friend. So we found like a girl who needed a place who was like transferring like on one of those, like when people would look at message boards.
Oh, wow.
And she moved in, and then by a few months in, we realized it was a nightmare and she hated us and we couldn't stand her. And so I very sweetly was like, over Christmas break, I was like, we've got a month. We will give you back all your deposits. I will help you find a place. But like, it's our last semester of college. Yeah. We don't want this to be awkward. Yeah. Like, you know, like there's plenty of time. We'll help you. Like whatever. Like we're not even going to fill your room. We are going to cover your rent. Yeah. That's how awkward this is. Yeah. Right. She refused.
Oh, wait. Yeah. I remember.
Put a deadbolt on her door and everything. It was crazy. But the thing she did is she would blast the Dropkick Murphys. Yeah. Yeah. Lock her door and leave for the weekend.
And play it on repeat, right?
Yeah. We had to like break in through the window to turn it off.
Insane.
But like it truly is. It's like
psychological warfare.
And it's it's like an evidence-free crime.
I mean, it's like road rage.
Yeah.
It's in your own abode, like amongst two people.
Well, it's like you could do that forever, and then the cops come and you just turn it off. And you're like, that person's lying.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I know.
That person's crazy.
Ooh, absolute psychological warfare.
So stay tuned. I'm going to walk down that block.
Yeah, let us know how it develops.
If this war has escalated.
We went to Palm Springs this weekend.
We went to Palm Springs this weekend, you guys. And I was trying to think of the last time you and I were there at the same time.
I know. I feel like it was when the house was getting finalized or something, maybe when we were redoing it. I know it's been so long. I feel like we've just been
years ago.
Yeah, passing back and forth. Mm-hmm. And we went and got our auras read.
We went to Soul Glow in Palm Springs and went and got our aura pictures taken.
Which is classic.
Which is like old school. If you haven't done it before, you go in and the camera looks kind of like an old timey, you know, when they like put the sheet over their head. Yeah. And they'd be like, stay still for 30 seconds. You see?
Yeah.
But you put your hands on these readers. It felt very much like, am I in the electric chair?
Yeah, you know those, I feel like this is like an old arcade game where it's like fortune teller and you like put your hand on those little pulsating lights and then it reads like your
palm.
Yeah, like your pulse, I guess, through there or something, or the heat of your palm or something. But it's interesting. So we got these done. It was so fun. It was fun. Really cute. A lot of it resonated. And then I saw this morning or last night, have you seen this on TikTok about aura maxing?
Is it sexual?
No.
Oh.
So it's...
I'm out.
No, it's actually, there's an article on The Cut this week about it.
Okay.
And it's this new trend for teenagers, mostly teenage boys on TikTok, where they're gamifying getting aura points. So
wait, I have seen this. Okay, I have seen this as a caption on things that are like, are my aura point 0 because I did, and they insert something embarrassing.
Yes. So
what the hell is it?
You can gain aura points by like taking care of yourself, essentially self-care.
Oh my God.
Or you can
this generation is crazy.
It's wild. Or you can lose aura points by doing something embarrassing. Because they were saying that it's like, they cite all of these athletes that have LeBron James and Cristiano Ronaldo having a good stretch of games is like a way that they have a good aura phase. So they're like trying to it's basically like, this feels like teenage boy version of self-care. They're like, how do we make this a game? And how do we embarrass ourselves if we do something embarrassing? So it's like, you can lose aura points if your boyfriend wants space, taking care of your skin, taping your mouth while you sleep. Oh, taking care of your skin, taping your mouth while you sleep will gain you aura points. I guess people are doing that mouth tape.
I was going to say, how do you feel about that?
It's I saw a photo of it. I mean, it looks crazy. What's the point?
I've watched a lot of mouth taping on TikTok.
What does it do? So you're not getting spiders in your mouth at night?
So you're not chewing them spiders. No, so I guess, I'm sure it's let me get this right.
Yeah.
Ancient.
Nice.
Thank you. Practice, or it might just be brand new. But what it basically does is it forces you to breathe through your nose at night.
Okay.
And it is, I think it's 2-part. One, you wake up less. Mm-hmm. It's good for sleep apnea. You're not waking up with a dry mouth.
Okay.
Like, I guess your body naturally wakes up a lot more when you mouth breathe.
Yeah.
And then also, it's just, it's good for your skin.
Oh, your skin.
So like your skin is tighter because you're not like slack, open mouth, jawed breathing all night.
Interesting.
So I've wanted to try it, but I'm also like, I feel
like you would get so anxious of the idea of it, like restricting.
So too. But then I'm also like, as long as I'm not constricted with my nose, you know what I mean? Like I'd put a little vapor rub right here. I'd have one of those like snore strips. Like
that's a lot of people put the nose tape on.
People are all about, but I see these TikToks now. Sorry, we're going back to aura.
Yeah.
Where people will be like, my morning shed. And they're like pulling off mouth tape, taking off like a crazy like strap on here. They're taking out their crazy nighttime curls. They're face masking off. And I'm just like, why are we all going to bed looking like we just got plastic surgery in the 80s?
Yeah. It's like
are you okay?
It's giving us something to fixate on. I mean,
yes.
I'm curious what the overall benefit ratio is of doing all of that versus not.
It feels like a a trend. It feels like if you are 20 years old and you're already doing all this shit, I'm like,
it's also just like capitalism in action.
I know. It's really like you need all this stuff or you're going to look like a ghoul by the time you're 28.
Not like we have 1,000 filters that we all naturally throw on everything anyway.
Excuse you. I have a group text with my college roommates, speaking of the ones where we got absolutely reamed by Dropkick Murphys. And let's see, I got this out of nowhere where it's just like, can you believe, because we were like monsters in college. Yeah. They sent like oh God, it's so funny. It's like a screen grab of a meme. They didn't even send it. It's like so.
I love it. That's how I do it.
These are the moms. And the meme is tweet is saying, just thinking about how today's college kids are really out here using retinol, doing Pilates, blending up green smoothies. Meanwhile, I don't have a single memory of drinking water the entire time.
I know. That's like the memes of people being like, yeah, everyone's got their 10-step night care routine. And I remember just fighting for my life, sleeping in a field with a handle of Pop-Ups.
Yeah, exactly. It's truly, I'm like, you guys are up in dorms using mouth tape and doing a morning shed. If I wake up and I don't have eyeliner on, it's a fucking win.
I know. I am curious of like, where do they go from there? Because it has been, it's been a little fun to discover self-care at this age of my life.
Yeah, when we need it.
When it's like, oh, I see changes in my face and my body and all of this. And there are ways in which I can slightly alter my routine and my lifestyle to promote better well-being.
I saw you make a smoothie in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
You put a handful of spinach in it.
I woke up and went for a walk and then was like, am I going to get heat stroke on this walk? Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
It's not the city for self-care.
Yeah, but it's such an overwhelming industry. It's so saturated with like shit and information and contradictory information that to be kind of fixated or obsessed on it in your 20s
is kind of crazy.
Yeah, where do you go from there? I mean,
no shade, no tea. Like I would not take back any crazy night of my 20s and college. Yeah. But also, I'm just like, how are you getting the money? And maybe it's because they aren't running up a $75 bar tab at Ham's.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Money can go in different ways.
Yeah, they're not like putting together a vodka fund for the weekend. Yeah. Instead, they're like, yeah, guys, let's stay in and do gua sha.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. I feel like I'm learning from them.
Oh, absolutely.
So it only benefits me, I guess, their relentless curiosities about like maintaining their youth, even though like you're in your prime, like it's not going anywhere for a little bit, but who knows? Maybe they know more than I do. And maybe like their longevity of what their lives are going to be is much healthier. Like they're going to look
30 when they're 60.
But I'll have advanced filters by the time. Yeah, there'll be a lot more going on.
Okay, give me some more aura points. Sorry.
No. It was just an interesting thing. I was like, because we just got our auras read, and they were talking about the height of the aura reading photos in 2018. That was like when I guess it was introduced, and those photos were like at their height, but. The aura math is inconsistent and subjective. The general rule is you gain hundreds or thousands of points by doing something impressive, intriguing, charismatic, or authentic.
Do you keep a score? Do these people have like a notes app open, keeping their aura points and then being like, dude, how many aura points are you this week?
Yeah, in a way, people are like posting about getting their aura points. And you can lose the same amount of points by doing anything embarrassing. God forbid you trip while you walk or leave a backpack unzipped. That's the part. They said people like, there's no limit to how many aura points you can win or lose. David Bowie apparently had infinite aura.
Okay, this isn't real.
I mean, they've gamified it. That's the thing. If it's like, I love this. If this is like how a young male generation is getting into self-care,
gets better,
but it's like kind of tongue in cheek, but they are genuinely taking care of themselves in certain degrees. Yeah. The thing I don't like is like the shaming of an embarrassing moment by losing points to me seems so contradictory when it's like embarrassing moments might be the most authentic part of the human experience.
Totally. And also, yes, if this is the way to gamify something, to dip it in for self-care, and I can't wait till we get to a point where you could just do, it's like seeing someone be like, you know, it would be fucking hilarious if we kissed. Yeah, that'd be fucking so You don't want to kiss? You're gay. You're nervous to kiss me because you're gay. You know what I mean? We're just like, maybe we don't have to make it a thing and just you do what you like. I know easier said than done, but okay. I was seeing the aura stuff on TikTok and I didn't get it. However, our aura readings, Grace, I'm going to announce.
Yeah.
We had a lot of blue in our throat chakra.
Yeah, our throat chakras are open. Our ability to communicate is, I guess, open, available at an all-time high, potentially, or about to be.
Because it's great because in November.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah. It has been too long. But guess what?
We're going back to London and Dublin.
Yeah, we have 2, albeit very random shows happening. One in London, one in Dublin. November
the 12th for Dublin and November 14th for London, and they will go on sale this Friday. We have one show in each location. It's the world's shortest tour.
Yes.
But you know what?
We're getting back out there.
And it's also a very full circle moment because the last time we toured there was almost 8 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, it was before Chip and I started dating, and now I have a fiance.
That's
now
wild. Wild.
Now we're boink and zoink. Because we did a tour that said Adopt Us that was all themed out about Donald Trump had just won the election and we were like, please don't make us go back. Yeah. So let's make this tour different.
Yeah.
I would love to not go over there with a huge sense of dread and doom.
Yes. And it's very exciting because we had thought about doing this last fall, but then obviously my breast cancer derailed that. So this feels very much like I get to do
healthy.
this. Yeah, like a real sign of like, here's the reward after what's happened the last year. So
what a difference a year makes.
I know. And we're and the Morgan boys, they're coming with us.
They're coming with us. They will not be on stage. Don't even ask. The amount of people who are like, I've got an idea for your pod. Bring them on. I'm like, absolutely not. The best you're going to get is a voice note of Chip asking, would you rather? Okay.
I love it. But
we're so excited.
So excited. This Friday, those tickets will go on sale. You'll see it on our socials all over the place. So exciting.
Wait.
I'm like buzzing.
We already have our plane tickets. Yeah. That's how you know that we're excited because like
Aura points.
Oh yes, our Aura points are off the scales because I always buy stuff last minute. We never think about it. We already have our tickets to Dublin with the 4 of us on the same flight. This is how you know we are excited.
That is absolutely unbelievable. Like we have leveled up.
These throat chakras are going to astound you.
They are open. Oh, it's so exciting. I'm like giddy. Again, the giddiness continues.
Yes.
While the world continues to get weird.
Giddy up. So I wanted to get that out there because also because Grace forgot the microphones, you gotta go.
Yeah, I do have to run. The last thing that was on my list for this week was just dill pickle rice. Oh my God. Cakes.
Holy crap, they're
Game
good.
changer. Got them down in Palm Springs this weekend and holy shit. I am a fan.
It's the mini rice cakes, like the bag of them.
Quakers.
Poor Grace came home. She went to the grocery store as I was glued to the news. She came home with the Quaker Oats mini rice cake bag dill pickle. I want to formally apologize. I ate 98% of them.
I honestly was like, I should buy 2 or 3 of these bags if they're good, but I didn't know if they'd be good. And as soon as I ate one, I was like, damn.
These are fucking good.
I got to load up on these. And it was only 1 bag left at the store.
So people are catching on.
People are doing some dill pickle rice cakes.
Well, this Friday, go get tickets to This Might Get Weird Live for Dublin and London in November, but also pick up some dill pickle rice cakes, non-sponsored. But if they would like to sponsor our tour.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Honestly, that would be, I'm manifesting it now. Quaker rice cakes, all their flavors are fantastic to me.
Oh my God.
I'll
the white cheddar.
Oh, it's the only, like a snack. I don't mind the residue on my fingers. Hardly any residue, by the way.
I can't keep a actual real tube of rice cakes in my home. Yeah. Because I'll be like, I'll have a little snack. Yeah. I eat 19 servings of rice cakes at once.
Same. But also, the thing I want to talk about next week, maybe.
Not rice cakes?
Not right, but in the same vein.
Okay.
People are making shit with cottage cheese right now. And
honestly, put it at the top of what we need to talk about because I have so many strong thoughts.
Yeah.
It's insane. I don't want to get emotionally worked up right now.
Yeah. It's to be continued because that is all over my socials right now.
First thing we're diving into next week.
Excellent.
The most
Cliffhanger. Dun, dun, dun.
The country's falling apart. We got to talk about cottage cheese. Oh, yeah. Use a. Okay. Oh, good job.
Yeah.
Guys, we got a soundboard. Don't worry. We're not turning into rock shock jocks, but we are going to use it for little theme songs for our, our little segments we're going to start doing on the pod.
You'll see this will slowly evolve.
Big changes.
Yep.
Big changes. Oh, man. This got weird.
Yeah, it did.